absolutely no one in a good light. Don't know why anybody would want to play that, but can we get the witness back in now and the jury?
I had to do a reset real quick. String was lagging. Had to figure it out.
All right, so the jury.
Atención amantes de la música, Eli Guerra, Jungle, Motel, Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals.
All jury present, comment.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Steele.
Thank you. When you testified last Friday, then Monday and Tuesday, when you were being questioned by Lawyer Love, that's what I'm focused on, okay? Miss Love, asking you questions?
Yes.
Some people may have observed that you said a lot I don't recall. Remember that?
Yes.
All right. Is there a reason that you were saying that when being asked questions by the prosecutor?
Because a lot of it I don't remember. Like, probably.
Okay. You were also asked by Lawyer Love whether she can get you any medication. You said you were not feeling well.
Yes.
And you said you were not feeling well.
Yes.
And you said you refused that. You wouldn't take anything from the state. I think you said something like that. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
I mean, how I felt at the moment. Shit, like they were going to kill me.
Okay. I want to go into a couple of areas. There's been a talk about Jeffrey's windshield of his vehicle being shot out with a bullet late 2014. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I remember hearing something about it, yeah.
Say it one more time.
I remember hearing something about it.
Okay. Did that, to your knowledge, did Jeffrey, to your personal knowledge, was he worried about that windshield?
Not that I mean.
I can't hear
Not
you.
that I know, no.
And did you tell that to the police?
I don't remember if I did.
Do you remember you personally seeing, or even doing, that when people were around Jeffrey or in his home, they would steal from him? Is that true?
Objection, relevance, and speculation.
Sustained.
How about this? You would steal from him at times.
No.
Kenneth Copeland would steal from him at times.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know whether Mr. Garlington would steal from him?
Your Honor, objection again for the same reason, relevance.
Do you remember?
Speculation.
Sustained.
Do you remember telling the police that many people, including the people I just named, would steal from Jeffrey Williams?
I ain't never stolen that from nobody. So.
Let's leave you out of it. Let's leave you out of it. Do you remember telling the police that other people would steal from him?
I don't remember, but I probably did say it.
Now, you had discussed with the prosecutor something like a tweet. I believe it was characterized by Miss Love, something to the effect of, we shoot at you and you call the police, you shoot at us and we don't. Something like that. I'm not quoting, but do you remember that question?
I remember the question.
Did you ever see a tweet like that involving Jeffrey?
No,
Did they ever show you a tweet like that involving Jeffrey?
no.
With regards to your tweet, and it is State's Exhibit number, if we could put it up, Your Honor, it's already in evidence, and it is State's Exhibit number, give me 1 second, 471Y, if you don't mind. There's going to be something displayed in a second. Yeah, it's the one that says it's not 471Y. It's the one that says yeah, but no, Miss Hilton said it's not. Cash money, young mother.
Yes.
War is coming with left.
This is the work of self.
What's the situation?
I have a display, an exhibit that was introduced,
Right.
and I have that it says, just beginning, cash money,
But
young
that,
money.
Your Honor, the number he listed was 471.
472, right? 472Y. That's
Maybe,
what you said?
I said 471 though.
Okay, I don't know. I thought I heard you say 472, but I don't know if that's
I don't know,
it or
Your Honor.
not. Anyway, there is a 471 also. That's an Instagram post. Both of those are in. Could you not find it?
We can't. That's what we're
Okay,
looking
well,
for.
that might be 47. Yeah,
He's,
Cindered one and it was admitted.
oh,
Your Honor, I apologize. It is 471Y. I was given the other part of it, so I apologize. If we could display 471Y.
Okay.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much. If you can look at this, I believe you were already asked about this. And I'm going to, you recognize this? It's already been in evidence?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see that?
Yes.
And do you remember being asked questions about this?
Yes.
And it says they can F with us if they want. We're going to bring them homicide at 30 deep _ D. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. And you told the jury I believe that this was part of a song. Is that true?
Lil Wayne.
Say it again.
Lil Wayne song.
And do you remember the song Mob by Lil Wayne?
I think it was on Carter 2 or Carter 1 on.
Okay. We're going to show you and let you listen to something quietly and tell us if this is the song you're referring to, okay?
Okay.
And Your Honor, this is going to be Mr. Williams number 264. Can Mr. Kokomo approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Can Mr. Kokomo approach you?
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And is that a Lil Wayne song?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams 264 and then specifically, once it's oriented, if it's admitted, play for the jury the track that, the time that I'm going to announce.
And the state objects to the playing of this song to show that it has this line in it. We're not disputing that, so we object to that as relevant, on relevance grounds.
Okay, you're just playing that one
Yeah.
line. All right, it's admitted.
And Mr. Kokomo, before you play, just announce the time on the song, if you don't mind, that will be played for the jury. And Mrs. Zachary, just for clarity, this is a Lil Wayne song that you know to be on the Carter 2 or 1, you said?
Yes.
And the song is called The Mob?
Yes.
Okay. Mob, Miss Winfrey is M-O-B-B. What? You know what number? 14 seconds? 14 seconds to 20 seconds. Your Honor, it's 14 seconds to 20
All right.
seconds.
Thank you.
If you can listen and just tell us if this mirrors the State's Exhibit 471Y, what you wrote, okay?
Young money, motherfuck the other side. They can fuck with us if they won't. I bring them homicide. Word to my.
That's it.
Okay. Now, you were also asked about terms of slat. Do you remember that?
I remember being asked about it.
And slime.
Yes.
Okay. Is, to your knowledge, and blat, I think they asked you about blat. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I remember asking me about it.
Are those terms in songs?
A lot of songs.
Okay. Including Jeffrey songs?
Yeah.
And is it on social media as well? If you know, you personally observe.
I heard people saying it on social media.
Okay. And you've heard people say it in the streets as you walk by?
Oh, I don't heard a lot of people say it.
His own.
Sustained as to speculation, I think overruled as to that. I'm sustaining her objection.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this. When you were with Detective Dennis and Detective Gaither and District Attorney's Office representatives and your lawyer, March 3rd, 2017?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember after discussing all sorts of questions about Jeffrey Williams?
Yes.
And the police kept bringing up Jeffrey Williams?
Yes.
And then do you remember Detective Dennis saying to you But even if Jeffrey's not involved directly
I didn't hear the last part of the question. May I ask him to repeat
in
the
any
last
way,
part?
it's the last part, but I could
The
repeat the
middle
whole
part.
question.
Yeah.
Can you just repeat the question?
Sure. From your personal life, from your knowledge, did Jeffrey Williams ever ask for any violence to occur as described in this entire questioning by the police, by the prosecutors and police here at trial?
No,
Vague, Your Honor. Objection, vagueness.
I couldn't be more specific, I thought.
Overruled.
no, I think I told them that every time they asked.
And you kind of went out. You said, I think I told them that. You're talking about who?
Yes, the police.
All right. And you're telling the jury.
Yes,
All right. You mentioned that Nard brought a Draco weapon to Jeffrey's apartment on or around January 9th, 2015. Do you remember that testimony or that statement to the police?
yes,
Anything, was Jeffrey there? Was the gun displayed in any violent manner?
no,
And you've been at Jeffrey's home without Jeffrey being there, right?
yes.
Mr. Zachary, you were close with in 2015, and may still be, Mr. Garlington, true?
Yes,
And Mr. Garlington, to your knowledge, was extremely close to Mr. Copeland. Is that true?
yes,
And you, I know you said you weren't as close, but you were good with Mr. Copeland, right?
yes,
And the three of you would bond together, would be around each other a lot, true?
yes,
And you mentioned over a lot of times that before you went into custody, you spoke with Mr. Garlington about what he thought or wanted you to say. Do you remember that?
it ain't what he wanted to say, is what he was telling me what Woody wanted him to say.
Okay. So, and you call that a play. You remember using that word?
Because he told me that Woody can't put him in some bull jump. That's what he told me.
All right.
Woody had put him in some bull jump.
I couldn't hear you that time. I apologize.
Woody put him in some bull jump.
Woody put him in some bull junk.
Yes,
All right. So it went from, to your knowledge, through Mr. Garlington. Mr. Garlington told you this is what Mr. Copeland is doing, and then Mr. Garlington told you that.
yes,
All right. And that's what you were talking about when you said play to
yes.
the prosecutor. Nothing to do with Jeffrey Williams. True?
Nah.
212 VIP Rose Elixir.
And 212 VIP Black.
Fragrances by Carolina Herrera.
No sé cuál es tu plan, príncipe de caramelo 83, pero no iré a esa colonia a las 11.
Your Honor, can I just have a moment?
You may.
Did Kenneth Copeland ever tell you, that's you and Kenneth Copeland, did he ever directly tell you where he was at the time that Donovan Thomas was shot?
No.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Matthews, what's your decision? All right. Redirect. Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Zachary.
Good morning.
Mr. Zachary, just now, first of all, let me ask you, you testified earlier that you were cool with Thug, as you put it.
Yes.
And do you still consider yourself cool with Thug?
See, as life goes on, people change, you change. I haven't seen him in like 10 years.
Do you love him?
What do you mean by that?
Just that.
I don't love nobody.
Okay. Do you consider him a friend?
I told you, cool, yeah, well, I ain't seen him in over 10 years, probably.
And you were asked on cross-examination by Mr. Sharp whether you saw Shannon in the courtroom, and you said you couldn't see anyone in the courtroom, essentially, right?
Can I explain?
Of course.
Well, if y'all would have did y'all research with my health issues, it come with vision problems.
Okay. And that's what you said when Mr. Sharp asked you to, right?
Yes.
All right.
I don't know if I said that, but I think I told him I can't see or something.
But you do know that Shannon is on trial in this case that you're testifying in, don't you?
What you mean?
You do know that this case that you're here telling the jury about has to do with Shannon, who is on trial for this case, correct?
I know off what y'all gave me, like of that was I know like from just really learned from the last few days or so.
The question is, do you know that Shannon is on trial right now in this case that you're testifying in?
Yes, I know now. Yes.
And you know that Yak is on trial right now,
I
correct?
I know now. Yes.
And you know that Thug is on trial right now, right?
Yes.
Excuse me, Miss Love, could you use the microphone,
I
please?
think, well, she's got the lapel mic, but I think you might need to pin it up closer to your mouth, and we'll see if that works.
Okay,
Or
thank
turn it on.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that would also help.
Okay. All right. And you do know that Thug is on trial. You did say yes, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, you also know that Mooktoon already pled in this case, don't you?
I don't know that.
Okay. When you were asked on cross-examination by Mr. Steele just a moment ago about the play that you planned with Garlington, do you remember your answer?
I didn't plan nothing. He told me what Woody was trying to get him to run.
What Woody was trying to get him to run?
To say.
Okay. And do you know when it was that Mr. Garlington was expressing Woody was trying to get him to say that? Was he trying to get him to say that to the police?
Yes, he said he was trying to get him to say it to the police.
And was Garlington in jail, or was he on the street when he told you what Woody was trying to get him to say?
See, I don't remember because we talked about something like that on the street and in jail. We was in a holding tank before we went to court. We got locked up together.
Okay. And you talked on cross-examination with Mr. Sharp about knowing something that Garlington had said about the April 28th shooting. And you talked with me on direct about some of the things you believed had been said about the April 28th shooting. Do you remember that?
Yes.
All right. And you said that Garlington had made Mooktoon a shooter. Did I hear you right?
I don't think I said he made him a shooter.
Okay. What was it about what Garlington said about Mooktoon that caused you to say something about other people?
Just off him putting him on the scene.
Okay. Now, is Isn't it true that Garlington simply said Moontunt was driving?
I don't know.
Did you believe that Garlington had said Moontunt was doing something else?
I don't know what he said he was doing. I just know you put him on the scene.
How did you know that he put him on the scene?
Because he told us.
Who told you?
Garlington.
And when you were telling the jury about having heard something in your preliminary hearing, what is it that you heard that affected what you told the police?
The detective was talking about all the shootings and stuff.
Which detectives were talking about all the shootings?
I don't remember whatever detective was on that case.
But was it your preliminary hearing that you were listening to the detective talk about, or someone else's?
It was mine.
Okay. And was it yours for the April 28th shooting?
No.
What was it yours for?
Gun and gang charge.
Was that the May?
May, yes.
Okay. Now, do you remember all of the shootings that they talked about at that preliminary hearing?
I don't remember all. I just remember like my lawyer telling me stuff like when they go to the side, he'll say something. They'll say something, he'll tell me stuff like that.
And you mentioned your lawyer. Who was your lawyer at the time? It was Ricky Richardson still?
Yes.
And Ricky Richardson was your lawyer in both of the cases that the defense admitted, Defense Exhibit 49 and Defense Exhibit 50, right?
Yes.
All right. And how long has Mr. Richardson been your lawyer?
All my life.
All right. Now, since when was
We've been knowing him all our life.
You've been knowing him all your life?
Yes.
Okay. When did he start representing you in cases in court?
When I first started catching cases, I had caught so many cases back to back, I don't remember.
Were they when you were 15 or younger or older?
18 and up, something like that.
18 and up?
Yeah.
All right. Is this before or after you got to know defendant Jeffrey Williams?
After.
Okay. And were these cases involving guns every time or something different each time?
Before them two cases?
No, when Mr. Richardson first started representing you.
Guns.
Okay. Now, during that time, were you openly carrying guns? You said on direct that you always had a gun. Were you openly carrying guns?
What you mean by that?
When you caught these gun cases that Mr. Richardson represented you on, did you carry them with you, or did you ever openly carry them?
When I got caught with them?
When you walked around with them, wherever it was you walked around?
I don't remember. I just know I always had
Say
I don't remember. I just know I always got caught with guns.
Okay. You said on direct examination and on cross-examination with Mr. Shart, I believe, that when you gave the 2017 proffer that you didn't have a lawyer. Did I hear you right?
I didn't, but I knew Ricky when they called me up there. I never had no lawyer before that. When they called me up there, Ricky was up there. I was thinking he was my lawyer now, but come to find out when I got back, he wasn't.
Now, when you say you had never had a lawyer before that.
No, I'm saying I think from like 16, he had quit because I had called a federal case and went to the feds. So he had quit because he didn't know how long I'm going to be over there and stuff.
Okay. So Mr. Richardson represented you on all your other cases except your federal case?
Yes.
All right. So Mr. Richardson, after you gave that proffer, he's the person who represented you in this case that I'm holding, which is Defense Exhibit 50, Defense Stillwell Exhibit 50, right?
No,
He wasn't?
no.
Who
I
represented
think
you?
for a minute he was.
Okay. When you said he represented you for a little while, what part did he represent you on?
See, when I first got locked up, we had paid him, but he was like, "It's too much going on with the case. Everybody want to blame at me or something like that." He was saying,
Okay.
and my dad is just, I
Got
guess,
someone else?
yeah,
Did you talk with Mr. Richardson about the case?
huh?
Did you talk with Mr. Richardson about the case?
I don't remember if I talked to Rico about the case.
And did the case involve someone getting shot or shot at?
Yes.
All right. Now I'm going to put on the screen for Defense Stillwell Exhibit 49, the first paragraph, or the first count in that indictment that has been admitted. And what you pled guilty to and what you admitted your guilt in Defense Stillwell 49 was that on April 28, 2015, you unlawfully, while associated with a criminal street gang, participated in criminal gang activity through the commission of one of the following offenses: aggravated battery, aggravated assault, criminal damage to property in the first degree, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Is that, well,
Yeah,
I'm going to show it to you while we're getting our display set
you
up.
had to read it to me.
I need to read it to you?
You trying to make fun of me?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You don't want to look at it?
You like.
What's the question?
The question was, isn't it true that you admitted that you committed the acts on April 28, 2015 of aggravated battery, aggravated assault, criminal damage to property in the first degree, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony while associated with a criminal street gang, and that you participated in criminal street gang activity through the commission of those acts?
Yes.
All right. And you said on cross-examination with Mr. Sharp that you refused to accept a plea with the state. Is that right, or did I hear that wrong?
No, you heard that right.
Okay. Now, did that mean that you entered into what is called a non-negotiated plea, like you didn't have any agreement when you went up and made this admission?
What I meant by that was that when they was trying to get me to testify on Mr. Sledge, because he was still on the street, I ain't accept that. That's what I meant.
Okay. So this admission that you made wasn't in exchange for anything that the state gave you. You just went and put yourself at the mercy of the judge.
Yes.
All right. And when you made that admission at the mercy of the judge, you admitted that the gang you were committing these acts for was YSL, didn't you?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to ask you the same question about Defense Stillwell Exhibit number 50. As we put that paragraph that you admitted to or that you pled guilty to on the screen. Now, in this case, Defense Stillwell Exhibit 50, do you remember, if you can look at it and tell me who represented you in this particular case?
You have to tell me.
Who represented you?
Ricky at first, and then I said locked up so long that I don't remember. I just know at the end that I ain't had Ricky.
Okay. All right. So did Ricky talk to you about this particular case?
I think he talked to the family or something like that.
Okay.
We probably talked on the phone about it. I don't know.
All right. All right. And did he talk to you about what you were charged with?
I can hear you.
Just, as an officer, it invades the province, I think.
Your Honor, and I think that by, on cross-examination, by saying certain things regarding what he knew and what was explained to him and what he understood, that the door was opened for the state to inquire generally whether or not he spoke with his attorney about what he was charged with. It goes to what he said his understanding of the indictment was.
You can go ahead.
Well, I didn't do that. I don't know. I don't know
Your Honor,
that was done.
I object to the commentary.
He's allowed to make objections.
So did you speak with your attorney about what you were charged with, what the state was alleging?
Yes.
All right. And so you knew then that you were admitting by pleading guilty that by shooting at the person in this indictment with Kelvin Treadwell, you were committing an act on behalf of YSL.
No, it never, in indictment, you read the whole indictment, description, whatever, it never said nothing about YSL. He got YSL because of me. He was being around me.
Okay. So on the screen behind you, if you would, do you not, or does it not say, and he turned to a page in this book and he put it in front of you and he asked you to look at it and to tell him what days you were on tour with Defendant Williams. Do you remember that?
I remember that, but see, I told him Chicago, and he did like this. I said Chicago. I said, from what I know, it was Chicago, and he did like this.
Okay. Before he did like this, were you looking at this book?
Counting days.
Okay. And when you were counting the days, were you also looking at the dates?
I was looking at the numbers. The numbers.
The numbers associated with the dates?
Let me see.
Go from March 1st to...
Look at all of them.
Okay. Could you look at them and tell me if they do?
How am I know?
You said you were looking at the numbers.
I'm looking at the numbers.
So what were the numbers telling you?
They say 315.
Okay. Do you recall testifying? I remember that? Okay. When Mr. Steele asked you whether or not, or why it is that you said you did not want any medication when I asked you, you said to Mr. Steele because you felt like the state was going to kill you?
Yes.
Coming.
I don't remember me ever saying that. If I did, I probably did.
You did not?
No.
Okay. You testified with Mr. Steele.
Your record label is taking off, but so is your sound engineer. You need to hire.
The August 2015 interview. Do I remember that correctly?
Yes.
All right. Would you please remind me of the other drugs that you said you were withdrawing from?
Roxy, oxycodone.
Does the withdrawal, is that the first time that you have ever, he knows how withdrawal normally affects him personally?
Just in jail.
Okay.
And now.
Was that the first time in August of 2015 that you went through withdrawal?
No, May 2015.
Okay. And when you went through those withdrawals, would you tell the jury how it affected your ability to communicate?
A lot.
How?
Like stomach, head.
Okay.
I'm up with stomach. I've been telling you, I'm done with the pain right now.
Okay.
And the head hurt like. See, I keep grabbing my head.
Okay.
Throwing up, but I ain't threw up because I ain't ate. I probably ain't ate in like 3 weeks.
Okay. Well, were you offered the ability to eat?
Yes.
Okay.
I just ain't got no.
And
I
when
ain't
you
take my medicine.
And has anyone from the state tried to get you your medicine over the last 3 or 4 days?
You have, yes.
And did you believe that anybody from the state was going to kill you when we were trying to get you your medicine?
What you mean? Like, at first when you asked me, did I want some medicine? Yes. First time.
Okay, so what changed between then and the time that the state tried to get you your medicine?
Because I ended up going back to the hospital.
Okay. And was it the state that took you?
Yes.
Did we take you more than once?
Yes.
Did you believe that anyone from the state was going to kill you then?
No.
Okay.
I said at the time when you first.
Now, had anyone from the state threatened to kill you before then?
No.
All right. Had I ever threatened you in any way?
I don't. What you mean, like threat? Like tell me you gonna kill me?
What you said. So had I ever threatened you like that?
Nah.
Okay. And the other drug withdrawal that you had did not have any effect on your ability to hear questions being asked of you, did they?
What you mean?
When I just asked you the effect of the withdrawal on you?
Man.
Okay.
This ain't it.
Your ability to understand when questions are. Did they have an effect on your ability to understand questions that you were asked during your August 5th, 2015 interview with the,
Right.
You remember being interviewed?
Yes, I'm saying like what you mean.